could have been stopped doing this shit. Only reason I do this shit cause the real niggas asked me to. A fake nigga couldn't relate to me. Top gunners, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out. See mama love me, that's my baby, but papa left me. Yeah, he left me. I put a bitch on timeout if she upset me. That's a fact. Fuck with me, you won't regret me. Still on the mind of every hoe trying to forget me. I get them things across the border. Your man on trial, but you won't go get him a lawyer. What's up with that? You poppin' bottles, you getting fly, but you don't send commissary to niggas that's inside. See, we don't coincide, we don't live by the same rules. And we done got hungry, these lanes became food. Real niggas in my corner, you know that I can't lose. And I can't go to jail for a body they can't prove. Got niggas in the fence, they never coming home. Can't never see they daughter, only talking through a phone. And you know we screaming free you forever. Treat your kids like they mine. Wait your turn, real nigga. You get rich in due time. I feel like Nino when he first opened the Carter. Check me out. I feel like Tony when him and Sosa became partners. Check me out. Bring me out crab legs and grilled shrimp for starters. Filet me young for my main meal. I'm a mobster. Ruger rap. Top gunners, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out.
What's poppin', man? What's poppin', man? What's poppin'? So, got a few interesting things I want to speak about today. Of course, y'all know this is Wednesday. So on Wednesdays, I do my real life prison stories. And again, I started this series about 2 years ago. For those of y'all who don't know, I was incarcerated for 10 years, from 17 to 27. Lot of stories. Some of them I'm involved in, some of them I'm not. So far, I've been recently, for the most part, I think like the first episode when I started about 2 years ago, I'm not in that episode, or the second episode. I'm in it, but I'm not what is being talked about. But again, y'all have to go check that out. But I started this series 2 years ago. I'm I just recently brought it back about 2 weeks ago. I started this series 2 years ago, and I brought it back 2 weeks ago because I want to bring awareness. See a lot of these young men out here, man, and you know, some of them you could talk to them, and you know they'll listen to you and they'll respect what you've been through. And how you just so happened through the grace of God overcame and still able to talk about it. And some of them you can't get to them because they too far gone, and that's understood. It is what it is. But I want people to understand that when you cross that lane of getting a time, getting a sentence, and you're no longer in your county jail, right, with people you know, and you go to prison, it's a whole different ball game. And it's, I would say, 80-90% mental, not physical. You don't have to worry like the people getting raped and all that. That doesn't happen. The people who getting sexually assaulted, I'll say, are willing participants, whether they either went to jail and they already was a homosexual, or you know they got habits, cigarette habits, drug habits. You know, the food ain't always the best, so you doing time, you gonna need some type of way to hustle so you can get food and snacks just to eat through the night. Because not only the food not all that good, they don't give you a lot of food. I mean, they give you enough to, you know, sustain you, but they don't give you a lot. But you're gonna need food throughout the night. I don't want to say you can't, but it's gonna be very rough if you just gotta live off the 3 meals that the state give you So people, sometimes don't have family to send them nothing, and yeah, I've seen people turn themselves out behind honey buns and bags of chips. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I go in there, man. It's just unfortunate. It's sad, but it's just what it is. Oh, I thought that was okay, but anyway, yeah. And so I just want to bring awareness, man, because you got a lot of people that's in prison right now, and they're able to get cell phones, and they able to quote unquote get guards and CO to smuggle certain things into them. And people on the outside have had a mindset of, actually, I've actually heard people say this, man, I'm gonna just go lay down for a little minute, go kick it with my homies, and which is just sounds so gay to me. I don't know. It's cool to kick it with your homies and all that, but I don't never want to be in a situation where I gotta kick it with the homies 24/7, and I can't leave from kicking with the homies and go lay up under some pussy. But anyway, I go lay down. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give me a cell phone. I'm gonna do all this and all that. First of all, when you get these contraband items, whether it be cell phone or drugs, it's just like when you're in the street, except it's worse than that. When you're in the street, you selling drugs or you doing anything illegal, your anxiety is always it's just always you're always an emotional mess. You're always worried about who's snitching on you, if the police gonna catch you today, if your door gonna get kicked in the morning, all this type of stuff. And it's the same thing in there. Because it's gonna be people in the tier that don't like you. There's gonna be people on the tier who they just inmates who like to tell, and they get special privileges for doing so. Some of them don't. They just get a high of getting somebody busted. They just, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have them telling, sending kites out and all these type of things. People gonna know you in a small area. People gonna know, you know what I'm saying? Um, and if you get caught with these items, see, this is the part they don't tell you. You get caught with these items, um, you go to extended lockdown, not the cell block, extended lockdown. Now the cell block, you in the cell, but you get to come out for work, you get to come out for rec, you know what I'm saying? But extended lockdown, and when you're in the cell block, you can not only do you get to come out for work twice a day, you get to come out for rec 2 hours a day, you get to watch TV. You got what, 4 or 5 TVs on the tier. It's a 13, it's a long haul, it's 13 cells, 2 man per cell. And it's like a TV to share with like 3 cells. So it's kind of like in the middle, like in 3 cells. So every 3 cells is a TV. Or every, I think it's 4 or 5 TVs on the cell block. As long as as much as I was there, I should know, but I've been home almost 11 years. So I don't remember everything and I don't want to remember everything. Only the thing that I can use to keep my mind focused on not doing anything to go back to that place. But anyway, so yeah, um, you got the TV, and you also can make limited commissary. Now you can make the same commissary you make in general pop, but you can still get you like chills. You can get like little knickknacks, little snacks. Can't really get your hookup stuff like soups because you ain't got no access to a microwave or none of that back in a cell block. But that's you can get those type of things, right? But the extended lockdown, you can't get nothing. No rent, no coming out the cell at all. You get to come out the cell for 15 to 20 minutes for a shower. Some days, only if you lucky, and CO that's working your block, CO is working your house, feel like you get to come out on extended lockdown for rec. And your rec is not going to be outside. It's going to be in this small little room where you just get to walk around in circles. Real mental sitting there, bro, for real, bro. Like that's why I say, bro, dude, don't be understanding. Like every day, like how y'all know how people in the street able to focus and be functional, even though they might be going through something, and then maybe something happened and they just break. Every day, somebody breaking that. Not every day, somebody or somebody's break and just losing. They go to the ward, they go to the crazy ward. You don't see them for a while. The next time you see them, they a zombie. They walking, they just a zombie. And that medicine they give them, it makes them blow up, so they end up getting real, real big, and they just be walking around zombies. And you'll be like, "What's up, so and so?" And they'll just look at you and smile and keep walking. And it's a sad story, man, because I seen it happen to a lot of dudes I went up there with. A lot of dudes I was cool with, and some dudes just Just got caught up, man. Everybody can't take it, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is the part where people don't talk about. It's suffering in there. When I say suffering, mentally, spiritually, you know what I'm saying? Physically, it could be, it could get bad, but that's only if you a troublemaker or you somebody who put yourself in situations. Like all my situations that I speak about and I got in, majority of the time it was over TV or gambling. And that's a no-no. You know 3 things you don't do when you go to prison. Everybody, the OGs tell you this in the county before you get shipped to the penitentiary. Homosexuals, I didn't mess with that. The TV, always was messing with that, getting into it. And the gambling, always was messing with that. And I had a few situations about that. And so yeah, man, that's why I started this series, man, to bring awareness, man. It's not a game in there, bro. It is not a game in there, man. And one of the scariest parts about being in prison, the dangerous and scariest parts is being in there and getting used to it. Being in there and having the mindset of, man, this is my life, so this is what it is. I'm in Rome, I'm living like the Romans. And although I had a 10-year sentence, it got to a point where I actually, unfortunately, um, entered that paradigm. And I speak about some of these things again, man. It's to bring awareness, man. Because I don't just say this. I think everybody might say this, but I'm saying this with my chest out. Like I'm an exceptional person now. I'm a great person. I'm a great friend. I'm a great anything I am into your life. I'm a man of God, a real man of God, meaning I really follow the laws and the Bible all the way to a T to the best of my ability. Of course, I'm not perfect, and that's why Jesus died for us because none of us are. Um, but we supposed to strive for perfection. Matthew 5:48. Be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. And how we strive for perfection is staying in constant repentance, never going to sleep angry, never going to sleep without repenting for the things we know of and things we God forgive me for the things I did today that I know of, and even the things that I didn't know of that I did that you didn't like. And that's living in the lifestyle of repentance, and that's perfection because you are making sure your slate is always good with you in the Most High. And but I digress on that, man. But I'm a great person, man. But like I say, man, I got off into that paradigm in prison. I'm in Rome. I'm living like a Roman. I wasn't always that way. And when you in that type of mindset, man, you become a real dirtbag, real slime bucket. You know what I'm saying? And it's just unfortunate, man. It's a lot of these things I'm gonna speak about. I'm not proud of them. If I could go back and take it back, I would. It's just like I said, I was at a place in my life in hell, in a man-made hell, and I became a man-made demon. And it's very, very dangerous to be in that way. And there's some people that don't never fall into that paradigm. They do their time no matter how long it is, and they keep their mind focused on something positive and this, that, and the third. And I didn't do that. I took this 10 years as a playtime. All I wanted to do is just play and play sports and get high and get loaded. I mean, get loaded or just do. I was not. My father was so upset with me about that, because you can go up there, you can get free trade, you can get free college degree, you can do anything. So when people tell you that they don't take care of you in prison, that's a lie. They don't feed you well. When it comes to healthcare and vocational, it's great and it's free. You know what I'm saying? And I know this. I did 10 years, I got 10 years experience. And man, I didn't take advantage of that. I actually was in Barber College. I was in a few times I actually went to go get a trade, but I never would finish because certain little situations that I would get into, and it just was a mess, man. And I just took that time and, it was like a college campus for me. I mean, I just was having fun. Might sound crazy, but that's what I was doing. I was just going with the flow. And some things I did, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, like one of the things I'm gonna speak on in this video, I wasn't proud of, but it happened. Um, and yeah, man, I just think awareness needs to be brought because, um, that's a very, very mental place, and some people never shake back. That's why you have people that come out and they know they've done studies on this, psychologists, You know, they've done studies on why people go back when they come out because some people just they you know what I'm saying? It just, you know, I think what that movie was, I think that was Triple X, the one with Ice Cube in it. And he was speaking about how a lion, it was speaking about a lion in a cage and how if you leave him in a cage for too long, when you let open the cage, he don't even want to come out. You know what I'm saying? And some people are like that. Some dudes get so comfortable in that paradigm of prison and not having no responsibilities, and they go back and back and forth. So that's why they always say a high percent of people that have been in there over 5 years always go back to the glory and grace of God. It's been 11 years and I've never been back. I'm not going back. Um, but it's a rough situation, man. And you know, it can make you or break you. If you weak, you beat. And I'm saying that from a spiritual, um, I'm saying that from a mental standpoint. Because the hoorah, the stabbing and the fight, that's only come if something really serious happens. When you're dealing with the three things that I mentioned earlier, like gambling, homosexuality, and that television. But anyway, without further ado, we're gonna get into today's story. So when you're in prison and you get in trouble, they take privileges from you. They may take rent from you. They may take uh phone privileges. They may take commissary privileges. They may take good time. Good time is time you earn on the front, on the back end of your sentence. So like if you're not doing flat time, you got good time. I was doing 85%. So that means on my 10-year sentence, I actually only had to do 8.5. But when you get in trouble and you get write-ups and you go to disciplinary court, they give you sometimes they give you options, sometimes they don't. And one thing I did not like was commissary restriction. You know what I'm saying? Commissary is a big thing in there. Not just so happening, not just being able to have you a locker box full of food that you can go eat when you want and hook big old hook up when you want, but it's something to look forward to twice a week. You know what I'm saying? It's something to look forward to twice a week. Everybody in the store line talking, and it's like I just don't want. I don't want to make it sound like nothing fun, but it's a special time in jail, the commissary line. And, you know, it just. But anyway, and so I was very blessed. Thank God for my parents. So I always maxed out store every time, and at this particular time, I was in the cell block. This store I'm about to tell y'all, and in the cell block now you got less privileges now. Like you can lose rent, you can lose good all the stuff I said, good time and commissary. But again, you in the cell block, so commissary really mean a lot to you because you get up in the morning, you go to work, come back in, you eat lunch, you go back to work, and then you know outside of sports and stuff, you know, you want to come in and have your little canteen. If you ain't got no canteen, and I mean commissary, man, it's rough. If you in general population, it's a little different because you can go to what you call a store man, and they got store men who run like it's illegal in there, but they're like, you know, they do 2 for 1s or 2 for 3s or something like that. There, so you can go with one of them, especially if they know you good. Like, see me, I was good, so if I had a situation where I was on store with them, I could go. But what I would do eventually, what I would do, but that kind of started getting dangerous because like I would get my money sent to somebody else. But that happened to me one particular time, and the dude who money I got put on, I spoke about him before in my video, my boy Drew. He ended up getting locked up, going to the cell block, and of course the money went with him. So but I mean, everything was good, but just now you gotta wait, and that money until he come back down to general population, your money stuck up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just an unfortunate situation. But this happened when you gotta put your money on somebody else's book. So what I would do is sometimes I would go through a store man, because most of the store men are either white dudes or old black man. They don't get no trouble, so I let them make stuff. It's ways to get around that, just to the store restriction, but that's just what I didn't like. So whenever they give me an opportunity, what you want to give up, I say good time, because at that point I wasn't really worried about good time, and then my mindset was on, man, I'm gonna get some type of class or something, and I'm gonna get my good time back. And dude would always tell me, man, that's gonna hurt you when it's time for you to go home. Because you know that good time at the end of your sentence, okay, so like to say I had 85% on the 10-year sentence, that's 8.5 years. So every good time I lose, they add more time. So that 8.5 end up turning to 9, then it end up turning to 9 years and 3 months. Then it up, you know what I'm saying? But I end up getting some of it. I end up losing it all. My whole 18 months good time, I end up losing it, but I got 9 hold on. I got 9 months of it back. You know what I'm saying? From like programs like pre-release and this program anger man that I got toward the end of my sentence, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't able to get all of it back. But anyway, so I'm in the cell block at this particular time. I'm in the cell with a dude from Baton Rouge, you know what I'm saying? And he had money. He made big old store every week. Real cool dude. I shouldn't have did it. I was wrong, but he was a cool dude, you know what I'm saying? But he made big old store every week. So I don't know what day this was, but I know he just got a fresh stove. You know what I'm saying? And so I write a letter to my homeboy on the same tier with us. So we in the cell block, it's 13 cells. So I call the till man, the dude that they leave somebody on the hall so he can pass out ice and do things that the people in the cell need. One person off each tier get to come out. Call him a tier rep. So I call him, I write a letter, send one of my homeboy down the way. I'm like, look, my celly got just made a fresh stove. You know what I'm saying? So this what I need you to do. Look what I'm gonna do. We about to go out for rec call. I'm gonna push his locker box to the walls. That way, cause he had a top bunk, I had a bottom bunk. He had a helicopter, I had a Lamborghini. That's what they call it in jail. Like the top bunk is the helicopter, the bottom bunk is the Lamborghini. And you ain't, you know what I'm saying? The Lamborghini is where you want to be. But anyway, so I'm in the Lamborghini, right? And I push his locker box. We got in the cell block, you got 2 flow lockers. So I push his locker box to the cell to the point where whoever on the hall can reach it. You feel me? So what I do is I lay up there and tell my homeboy, I say, I'm gonna push his locker box to the cell. When me and him go out to wreck, you stay in and you be on the hall. Because when everybody go out to wreck, like if the tier rep that's full of tier, he most of the time everybody is the cell block. Anytime you're able to get out of that hall, you're gonna get out, go outside, play basketball, do whatever. So of course most of everybody go out, most of everybody, listen to people who got yard restrictions. And even sometimes they slip through the cracks. But anyway, everybody go on the yard today, probably like a few people. I tell my homeboy to stay in. He stay in while me and him go outside. Me and my cellmate, I got his locker pushed to the board. So we go outside. And while we outside, he inside taking everything I had to do out my cellmate locker box. Everything, taking everything, all the food, everything. Put it in his bag, go shove it in his cell. So now I'm gonna be able to eat now, you feel me? Because I got stove. I got his stove, you know what I'm saying? And so when I come back in, we both come back in, and his cell box, his locker still cocked wide open. And he like, man, what the hell happened to my stuff? What the hell happened to my stuff? And everybody like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody know, you feel me? And my homeboy that was on the hall, just in case he get on him, he didn't already pass the stuff to somebody else. You feel me? So they like, well, who was on the hall? And they were like, man, we don't know. And nobody knew who was on the hall because at this time, shift change. So the dude that was on the CO that was on the shift at the time when we go out, which is 5:30, when we come in at 7, the shift did change at 6. So it's a whole different CO now. You feel me? So he don't know who's on the hall. He don't know what's going on. And he like, man, y'all gonna have to deal with that tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So my celly, he in there mad about his stuff gone, and I'm down there laughing because I done set all this up. You feel me? And so my partner ended up sending me, he made a little tuna hook up. That's really all you could really eat back there because you can't have no soup. all you can really have is like tuna and stuff. So he had whipped up a tuna hookup, send it down, and he made a little what you call a molding. A molding is like you take cookies and honey buns and stuff, you crush it down, then you put Snickers and stuff in the inside of it and roll it up. He sent me a piece of that he had made because this myself, man, he had buku honey buns, he loved them Snickers. And I'm eating his stuff in the cell while he and your mad by his stuff going, he ain't got nothing to eat. And I'm just laughing. I'm like, that's crazy, man. And but yeah, that's the type of game niggas will play, bro. You know what I'm saying? Niggas will play games like that. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Especially when you really like he was kind of like a little green too because he should have knew I had something to do with that. I should have knew something. Then I'm eating like, but he ain't really tell me nothing that it wasn't no problem. But like I say, if it would have went down to that, it'd have just been what it would have been. Because again, when you do these type of things and you sign up for these type of things, you gotta be ready for the consequences. Whether that be from the CO getting involved and you going back on the lockdown side or but yeah, man, that's what happened, man. But yeah, bro. And that's what I wanted to speak about in episode 6 of Real Life Prison Story. How I got my celly robbed. I set him up to get robbed. But yeah, man, it was an unfortunate situation, man. I don't know where that dude at now, man. I don't know if he's still in the system or came home. God bless him. Like I say, man, that was unfortunate, man, that I did that. But hey, I was on that time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we're gonna move on to this next subject, man. A series I'm starting, excuse me, called How Black Leaders Have Failed Black People. You know, I always say, I've said this in videos, I made listen, this is something that this is something I've been silent on. Our black leaders have failed us. And the reason why I say the black leaders, this is why I'm blaming them. Because see, I'm one of those people who I don't believe in all of that nonsense of it takes a village to raise your kid. That's bullshit. Listen, grandparents, uncles, aunts, if they want to help out, that's fine. That's cool. But it don't take no village to raise nobody that you and a man laid up there and had. It don't take a village to raise nobody that you get all kind of financial aid for. That you and the man who helped you create these, and I'm not going to even speak just like first person to the woman. I'm saying whoever you are, man or woman, you and the man who you are, you and the woman you created that child with is the only village that child should need. You are that child's first line of defense. With so much of going on in our community where we are failing, us as men, we are making babies with these women. We don't want to be fathers. We don't know what it's like to be a father. Most of us didn't have fathers. And so these children are brought in the world. We just don't want no part of that. We leave them with these women. These women are raising these children on their own, which is extremely hard, leaves them frustrated, leaves them overwhelmed, leaves them angry. They having to work all these hours, and what happens is they project this psychosocially on the children. And especially the little boys, it can be very dangerous in them having that spirit of over impulsive, overly emotionalist anger all mixed up inside them. It can be very dangerous when they get around other ones who are just like them. Not to mention they're listening to people like NBA YoungBoy, Real Bleeder, and all of the average rapper who is rapping about violence toward another black person. I remember a couple of years ago, man, I would begin to question things, and I was asking, why are these children so angry? And everything that I just said, once I begin to date some of their mothers, and I begin to see what these children go through on a daily basis. And the sad part about it is the judge don't understand in most cases, some cases, but in most cases he don't understand. The teachers don't. None of the people who are going to execute judgment for the behavior, they don't understand. Some of these children are not loved at all at home. They're extremely neglected. Some of these children, and again, not let's not forget all the things I already said about the mothers being angry, frustrated, overwhelmed because of they got all these kids, they got to do all these hours, they don't got no time for themselves. And then what they do is they double down by constantly messing with new men, just getting more and more foolishness poured upon them because a lot of these men have nothing but spirits of evil on them, and it gets poured in them and it compounds what they're already going through with life. So they just an emotional wreck. And women are not put on this earth to be able to hold and deal and function with all that. This is why a majority of them is going to the therapist 2 or 3 times a week. They're on antidepressant. They're on liquor, some form of liquor all day. They have to be, they have some form of dependency, whether it's liquor or marijuana. They can't cope because they signed up for something that they didn't even understand what they were signed up for. And like I said, they don't try to go and get help. In other words, they do try to get help some cases, but I'm saying for the most part, they double down because they add more and more. They keep on piling on. I'm gonna go mess with a new man. I'm gonna go mess with a new man. And all you're doing every time, every man you mess with, when he's having sex with you, in most cases are unprotected. That's how we operate today. But whether it's unprotected or not, and he gets some of your spirits too. But I'm saying for the most part, the woman is a receiver by nature, just how she was created. And you got these dudes stabbing in you, and all of the speaker when you having sex with them is a spiritual exchange going on, and all of the spirits that's on them, angry spirits, all kind of spirit that may be on them, is being poured into you, piling on what you already dealing with. And then you being around your children, in some cases, you're constantly messing with these different men. It's very toxic in front of the children, which is very traumatic to them. Seeing their mom being yelled at, the dude going across their head. They can't do nothing because this is a man that mama choose to keep around. But they have anger inside behind that. They don't have a father around. They have anger inside behind that they can't even explain. And then they go out and sex in their neighborhood or black schools with other people who are dealing with the same thing, and it's like pouring gasoline in a volcano. It has to erupt. People dying, getting fights, and just constant nonsense in the black community. And when I begin to understand these things, my thing was okay, cool. I understand everybody that they reproduce, things didn't work out. Mother got to raise their child. What else they supposed to do? But why it? But every time I see a black quote unquote leader, whether it be the Obamas, the Al Sharptons, Jesse Jackson, all these so-called people who love black people, who want to see black people do so much better, why aren't they speaking about this? Why? Listen, man. Donald Trump, white people, white supremacy, all of these things that black people are using and making the excuses saying these are the issues, which is in most of these situations, these are the people trying to help them. Donald Trump, getting rid of illegals have brought crime down, but not so much that it brought jobs up. Illegals not taking white people jobs, they're taking black people jobs. And a lot of things Trump have did more than any other president, and I'll put whatever you want to put on that, help black people. I'm not going to get off into that in this video because I have videos on my channel that you need to go check out where I lay these things out plain, right? The white man also that you think your enemy, especially the conservative white man, the white liberal is your enemy because he tell you that nothing is wrong with what you got going on. But the white conservative, he wants you to do better. You think he against you? He wants you to do better because he knows you fix yourself. You are part of his country, which is America. And right now, black people is one of the black eyes of America. So if you fix yourself, your communities, your schools, you're going to, by doing those things, make America greater than what it already is. So the white conservative that you think is against you, he want to see you win. But I digress. And so I begin to look at these people and I see every time they get a microphone. And again, I have such a deep repugnance for the Obamas because every single month, a matter of fact, for the last 10 years, they children out of school, they children grown, they ain't been in politics. Once a year, right? Because they love black people, right? Once a year, they could host. Matter of fact, they don't even got to go across America. They can go to their hometown of Chicago, where black blood is on the street every single day. They can go over there to the United Center or wherever the Bulls play. Everyone host a luncheon, get a few celebrities to come out and speak, and they can be the leading speakers of, listen, black people, let's forget white people right now. Let's forget Donald Trump. Let's forget everything that you think is your enemy, which is not, and focus on our own situations for two-parent household, education, all of the things that me and Michelle did that got us where we are today. These are the things that they should be saying, but they didn't. Every time you hear them, they are still right now to this day telling you that you're a victim, black man and black woman. That you as a little black boy need to have some gay role model in your life so you can know how it is to be gay. You need a gay uncle. You need a gay teacher. You need somebody gay in your life, young black man. This is what you need. This is what they tell you. People don't care about you, man. They have misled you. They can care less about you. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a few clips of the destruction of Black America and the anger that and I feel sorry for the children because all the things that I just said is not their fault. Listen, man, they didn't ask to come here in these conditions that they're in. Man, I know. Listen, I've seen situations, man, where the children, mother and father, is in prison and they're barely in high school. The stuff that these children, that the world is seeing, and everywhere that they go, whether it's the black road, whether it's the air, wherever these black children go, is some form of chaos or murder. And people are looking at like, what is going on? I had to get a part of it to understand. And what I mean by getting a part of it, I had to date their mothers and it, I remember I was dating this one lady. We dated for a long time. We had some rough time. And I told those kids when everything was all over, I told those kids, I said, I'm sorry. I don't know if it's gonna mean nothing. I don't know what kind of damage I done to you. But as I had got in the knowledge and as I had got more astute, I understood that the toxic. Now I've never put my hands on their mother, but just the verbal assault that I lashed at her and she lashed at me and we lashed at each other, and we could have been just walked away. This affects these children too. It affects them in so many ways. It also affects them in the way of these little girls that's seeing this. They might grow up and think somebody talking to them in that way is a form of love. Because, he stayed around. He said all that, but he stayed around. The little boys may think that this is the right way to speak to a woman, which is it's not. If this woman is not on your frequency, exit stage left. Keep it moving. There's too many women out here to put up with a woman who is with the toxicity. And if you're the person that's bringing the toxicity as a man, but again, that's happening a lot because these young men are being raised by their mothers. Every black quote unquote leader from Barack Obama all the way down to Benjamin Crump, every time they crack their mouth open, they should be telling black people about killing each other, telling black people value education, telling black people stop making broken homes, because none of their families is like this. None of these people have babies out. None of these people that are telling you about they all married. Just like these, I tell people all the time, these female rappers, they telling you alpha man, alpha man, alpha man, but all of them trying to be booed up and all married. I remember Cardi B, and we know how deplorable she is. I remember when she had the baby with Offset, the first baby she had with him, she made it her business to go on social media and live and everywhere else and say, hold on, I didn't have my baby out of wedlock. We had a quiet wedding. We ain't tell nobody, but we got married. Don't think I had my baby out of wedlock. This is how they hold, this is the standard that they hold themselves up to. But they tell you, go F a man, have money, do this, do this. They basically project on you to be a whore, a prostitute. But in their life, not only do they want to be booed up, they want the world to know, hey, we ain't no, we had our baby in wedlock. Our baby is not illegitimate. See what I'm saying? But most of their supporters, they get illegitimate babies going off with it and moving how your music is projected on them. Music is more powerful than you think. This is why you can hear a gospel song and it can bring you to tears. But I digress. I want to play a few clips to show you what is happening in America, because America is the black. I'm gonna say what's happening in Black America, and black leaders are not speaking about every time stuff like I'm about to show y'all pop up, which it pops up every single day. They need to be holding press conference. They need to be talking about it. They need to be going, okay, they don't got time to be holding no press conference. Man, they need to grab their phone like they do for everything else and say, look, man, I seen this, and this is not acceptable. This is not black excellence. This is not what we're supposed to be doing. And of course, they're supposed to be diving into the root causes of why these things are happening so they can be pulled up from the root, which is the thing that I aforementioned. So let's go into a few of these things. So one of these things I want to start off with, I remember when I was coming up, I came up in the hood, and I came up in the hood, and my house, the street, and the school. They had a school right across the street from my house, literally, right? Of course, it was a black school. And I started out from that school, from kindergarten, pre-K, and it was always mess and fighting and picking. And again, you don't understand these things as a child, especially a child like me, because although I was staying in the hood, I was coming up in a two-parent household. I was getting love. I wasn't being neglected. I was actually getting raised with love. I was actually brought here to love. I wasn't brought here to keep a man. I wasn't brought here because my daddy wanted to have unprotected sex. My parents got married first, then about a year later they had me, and then 2 years later they had my brother. But we were children who were very loved, you know what I'm saying? Because we were raised right. My father was a preacher, my mom was a woman of God, and we were raised under those values. And you go to these schools with these children who I just told you about, who don't have fathers, so they automatically angry. A child that's raised without his father is automatically going to have an anger in him that he can't explain. Then, not to mention that, and then the day, man, there's so much going on today. They got to get, it was different back then. They didn't have social media, but now these children got to get on social media and see their mama with OnlyFans, bios, Twitter, butt naked. And always they butts out. They walk around the house. I see some of these women. I just don't. And my mama wouldn't listen. They walk around the house with their butts out, which is why their children and their young boys are so over sexualized, right? And they just want to have sex with women and don't be men and raise their children. They just want to have sex and eat these women. It's just a mess in the black community. It's so much deeper than what you see. And somebody like me who is student, I understand the why. Because you got to always understand the why. Because if you don't understand the why, you cannot. First, you got to understand the problem. Then you got to understand the why. Then, thirdly, comes the solution. You cannot find a solution if you don't know the why. Because if you just had a problem, you may be able to tackle that problem. But if you don't get the root cause, it's going to grow back. Right? And some of these situations that I speak about can't be fixed but by God because they too far gone. But I'm saying moving forward, we have to be careful who we reproduce with. We have to make sure that we are ready to be fathers and mothers. We have to raise our children in the right way with love, all of our children. Because I'm going to show you something. I was going to this school before I played this first clip. I was going to this black school, man, and when I say it was chaos every day, it was chaos, fighting, picking. It just was miserable to go to school. And again, by me being a child that don't have that energy on them, I'm just an innocent child, excuse me, full of love, and I'm going to school with children who are neglected children, full of anger, and this is my peers. And they're projecting on me, fighting me, trying to bully me, and just going through all of the motions of that. And it just got to a point where I was like, look, man, I just want to go to a new school. So in second grade, I was took out of that school. And in my particular city at the time, I don't know if it's still that way, but at the time, um, you had to get like basically like a permission slip, like I think it was called an out of zone or something, to go to a white school because the white school was on the other side of town, so it was out of your school zone. Every school had its zone. Like you stay in this area, you gotta go here. So my mom had to go through a whole process to get me to a white school. And I never forget, man. Listen, bro. At that time, like I said I was in second grade, so I was 7. Um, I hadn't really been around white people. My dad had a lot of white friends, but outside of that, I didn't be around. You know what I'm saying? I was in the hood. You might see white people on TV or at the store, but I didn't really see white people like that. And so this is the first time I actually went to a white school. And listen, man, listen, I couldn't. I never forget this, and I'm telling you, it's just to show you something. I went from hating school to love because I was already really smart, an honor roll student, but I went from hating school to loving school. All the little boys was nice. The little girl they used to pick at me at the time for like certain things. The little white girls was nice and again, as a child, you don't understand this. It's almost like a culture shock. But as an adult, you understand it because it's like majority of them are coming up in productive households. Moms, dad, instead of speaking victim on them and projecting anger on them, they're telling them how great they are every day. Mom and dad is operating in their both respective roles properly, right? Oh, what about school shootings? Stop it. Because I know how black people think. That happened every blue moon from a white kid who was in my opinion was neglected, and his parent didn't know who he was. Because majority of these school shooters come from great neighborhood. They just was a child left to their own, and the scripture tells us that a child left to himself will bring you to open shame. But I digress. But majority of them, like I always say in my videos, white people got issues in their community too. Everybody got their issues in their community. The problem with black people is their community is so small. The percentage of their community in America is so small, but yet the negative override the positive. See, in all of these other races and groups, their positive outweigh the negative. So yeah, they got negative going on, but the positive outweighs that. But again, and of course, they like to talk about how, oh, white people molest their children. Black people, they have was quiet as kept, but we don't do that here on this channel. This is a pro-truth channel. A lot of pedophilia going on in Black America. A lot. But again, black people so worried about an image. See, white people have more integrity. You going to jail, grandpa, daddy, whoever you. Black community, they'll sweep it under the rug because they don't want to make the family look bad. So when you speak about these things, make sure you well informed on what you're talking about. But yeah, man, I went to that white school, man, and I just began to love school, and it just was a great experience, man. Because again, the children are around, like I said, that time I didn't understand, but now I understand. And you know, our children can be the same way, but they have to be raised different. As long as they're being neglected, being raised in broken homes, consuming this silly, pathetic, trashy rap music, just get continue to just not get continue to see things like this that I'm about to show y'all. This happened at a school that I went to. Again, I'm 38 years old. I haven't been to this school in 20 something years, and the same thing was going on when I was there. There's always something going on in this school, negative. And when I'm laughing, I'm not laughing out of jest. I'm laughing out of to keep them crying. But again, so this is a situation. Another thing, they so angry, even the females. You know what I'm saying? That the females act like men. And again, back then, another thing in this picture you're gonna see, we respected authority a little bit more than they do now. We respect the cops. They don't even have respect for cops anymore. Without further ado, let's play this first clip before we get into quote unquote Black Spring Break. Seen that? Outrageous. Cop came and stopped, and they knocking the cop over. Let's go to a few more clips. Let's go to a few more clips. Let's go to. Let's go to a few more clips. Now, I'm sure all y'all aware of Black Spring Break that just passed. And again, wherever they go, fair, airport, crew, wherever the black children are, this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing.
Why is it everywhere that Black people go that they have to behave like wild animals? Like, I don't even think the animals behave like this. And y'all always want to blame it on white people being racist because they have to make rules for you guys to be able to behave civilized, like human beings. It's disgusting. And it's always the same people. It's always Black women and their children. And it's because Black women do not have males in their lives to give them order, and their children don't have fathers in their lives to give them order. And Black women seem to be the only group of women that over sexualize themselves. Everywhere they go, they have to look sexy, they have to be extra naked. Like, what is wrong with y'all? At this point, you guys have mental disabilities. Are you guys okay? And I'm just gonna say it, Black women, you are breeding niggas, okay? You're breeding niggas. You need to do better.
Black culture chat is pure derogatory, just basically looking like a slew of wildebeest just out here making us all look bad, right? Adversity, oppression, everything under the sun. The world hates us. We can't get far. We shall overcome. Nobody takes us serious. I wonder why. Look, chicks twerking, just born to just wake up and twerk. Just born to just do the splits on top of a car while a man records it. This is irreparable raw damage. Like I said, we're literally going to be last place until the end of time. The closest thing you're going to get to zombies are rogs. This is too similar to zombies in a movie. Complete anarchy and wild rabbit rogs. One thing you can never count out is in these rog clips, there's always going to be a gun 12s. That's for sure. The sad part about it is this footage can never end. You know, blacks will continue to show our ass in the worst way possible until the end of time. You know, you'll have your small percentages like Michael B. winning an Oscar, and then you'll have the bigger giant demographics that basically broadcast us as an ethnicity doing this type of shit. It just drowns out the small percentage of what we would love to call black excellence. We're doomed until the end of time. There's no way around it.
I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. And I got a lot of. I'm a because I didn't realize my time was looking like this. I want to play a few more for you, and we're gonna kind of shut it down. I want to play a few more for you. Play a few more for you. This is a disabled child at school. And everything is for social media. They do not know how to control themselves. Everything is for social media. We never would have did that back in the day. No special child. They don't even have. They don't even have common decency now. I'm not done. I'm not done. Everywhere they go.
All I know is y'all touch me, I'm knocking the shit out of everybody. Y'all niggas embarrassing in the bitch. No.
You said a high school football game. A high school football game.
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. What the fuck? No. 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 This shit ghetto. Ghetto. This shit is ghetto. No.
So this girl is literally in her school hallways trying to fight people with her baby on her arm. And she ends up getting slammed and drugged to the floor with the baby still in her arms. This is a prime example of what we telling y'all. This is a prime example of what my dad be trying to tell y'all. It's 2025. Don't nobody give a fuck about what you got going on, who you are, or what you do. They will still put their hands on you if they really want to. They don't care if you have a child with you or even if you're a child yourself. This is why y'all need to go join the Grace Benchmark. Y'all also be getting my dad's book, The Family Bible, Kari's book, plus my curriculum, Guns and Butter Vol.1, where we teach y'all self-defense, conflict resolution, or even how to walk away in stupid situations like these. The first 20 individuals or families will get instant approval for our payment plan. Everyone else will either have to pay full price or pay 1K. But listen, it's not those 20 people anymore. There's only 4 spots left. So y'all might want to hurry up and get it before time run out. Click the link in the bio or gracebenchmark.com.
And yeah, man. Like I say, I like to try to keep these live inside the 130 mark. I think let's see. I'm a little over an hour. I gotta go take care of some but I wanted to show y'all, and I wanted to title it, this is volume 1, but I'm not finished with this. It's another piece I want to react to that's a little bit longer with commentary from 2 people who I respect. And so what I'll do is because Friday I'm not gonna be able to do the live. I'm gonna come tomorrow with the Black People This Is Why BodyCam breakdown series. I do Tuesdays and Thursdays. Friday I gotta go out of town. I think I'm gonna start vlogging, but I might start another channel for that. I might go to my old channel. If you look in the comment section, that's my old channel. I might start vlogging on that channel when I go out of town. And I'll be going out of town. I do stuff that, like I say, this channel is not really about that. This channel is a self-help channel. And the things I do, most Black people, um, they find, I would say, bored. I just went to Swan Lake, which was amazing. I loved it. I love the orchestra, and I love watching the professional ballet people just do their thing on the stage while I listen to the orchestra. That was amazing. I like museums. I'm going to play golf, getting on the jet skis. I love theme parks. I love, art fairs and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, I think I might start just, because maybe Black people think it's boring because they're not interested. And I love zoos and aquariums, of course. I got to put that in there. But yeah, maybe Black people just don't know, because whenever I have a date with a Black woman and I do take her, she always enjoys herself. So a lot of times, Black people just have to expand their horizon. They don't really know that you can actually have fun outside of a club or a damn lounge or hookah lounge. You know what I'm saying? But I digress on that. But I gotta go out of town this weekend. I'm gonna leave Friday. I'll be back Sunday night in time for Monday's live. And we'll pick up where we left off on here. I won't be able to do my live Friday again. So I gotta finish this because there's another piece I want to react to. And there's a lot of good commentary in there. that I'm gonna add my commentary to. It's not just showing it, but it's talking about it, and I want to react to it. But yeah, Black America, you know, your leaders have failed you. I understand the first line of defense is your parents, and in most cases they failed you. But our Black leaders, Black preachers, they are supposed to take the, you know, not supposed to, but again, that's their they choose to get in office to be presidents or congressmen and women or political figures or religious figures. They choose that. And so if you're gonna choose that, the number one thing should be to get the people who look like you in a better position so they can be more respected and productive in this world. And that's not what our Black leaders are doing. Our Black leaders are constantly passing down and regurgitating this what I call it, the CRTD, the civil rights transmitted disease of Black people. Woe to you. You're a victim. White man bad. Now, of course, Donald Trump has now become Black America's public enemy, which just shows how low IQ they are, shows how misinformed they are. You know, and but your leaders have failed you. And this is why you see the things you see and you don't hear them. It's not a peep, not a peep. Unless something happened tomorrow where there's a cop involved or a white man involved, and they'll make sure it be plastered all over their screens, all over your social media, to project and to portray and to affirm and double and triple down on the narrative that you as a Black man or woman, Black boy or girl, is a victim. And that is so far from the truth, especially if you're a man or a woman of God, or son or girl or boy of God. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. If God with you, nobody can be against you. You are a royal people, a chosen people, a royal priesthood. That's your portion if you're somebody who love and support and believe in God, his son Jesus Christ, who died for your sins. But again, your leaders is not telling you that either. Even your Black preachers. It's all the white man's fault. And again, Donald Trump. And they have failed you. And this is volume 1, because I think this series, Black leaders has failed Black people. I think it's gonna run into perpetuity too. I think it will. But I want to finish this up because I got a very important video. Like I said, I wanted to add it to this. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, man. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out, checking me out, watching me, listening to the sound of my voice. Support me, give me a like, give me a comment, subscribe. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, okay, unless something comes up, but for the most part, it's every Wednesday and Friday. I do a body cam breakdown to help Black people know how to handle and conduct themselves when they have any type of run-in with law enforcement on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I use real body cam footage. Tell Black people what this Black person done right, what they done wrong, and what you should do in that situation, of course, what not to do. And you know, again, God bless y'all, and I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out. And I'm about to go get on this NBA, man, and I'll let you boy.
I could have been stopped doing this shit. Only reason I do this shit cause the real niggas asked me to. A fake nigga couldn't relate to me. Top gunners, check me out. Only us, check me out. Strap her with a kilo, check me out. Put her on the bus, check me out. Stand up nigga, check me out. Always 100, check me out. You can bring the work back, check me out. If you don't want it, check me out. See, mama love me, that's my baby, but papa left me. Yeah, he left me. I put a bitch on timeout if she upset me. That's a fact. Fuck with me, you won't regret me. Still on the mind of every hoe trying to forget me. I get them things across the border. Your man on trial, but you won't go get him a lawyer. You poppin' bottles, you getting fly, but you don't send commissary to niggas that's inside. See, we don't coincide, we don't live by the same rules, and we done got hungry. These